In October 2014, South African national soccer captain Senzo Meyiwa was shot dead. The price to end his life was reportedly about $5,000. This was a street-level hit, executed quickly and cheaply, sending shockwaves through the country. Thousands of miles away, in July 2021, the president of Haiti, Jovenel Moïse, was killed in his home. This operation required a 28-person mercenary team, heavy logistics, and millions of dollars in backing. In Europe, the 2019 killing of Zelim Khan Kongoshvili in a Berlin park followed a different pattern: a lone shooter on a bicycle, a fake passport, a state-sponsored hit ordered by an intelligence apparatus to silence a perceived enemy. We have a very specific cultural archetype for the assassin: a solitary, well-dressed virtuoso who operates in the shadows, gets paid millions, and never leaves a trace. But the data reveals a different reality. Modern contract killing functions as a highly networked transaction, prioritizing disposable labor and deniability over individual mastery. Today's market traces its roots to three historical lineages. The first is political spectacle. When Gavrilo Princip shot the Archduke in Sarajevo in 1914, the act served as a public catalyst, designed to shift the course of history. The second lineage is state-sponsored discipline. Throughout the 20th century, intelligence services built units to eliminate exiles and rivals abroad. The 1940s Soviet operation to kill Leon Trotsky in Mexico established the template for using murder as covert statecraft. The third lineage comes from organized crime. In the 1930s, the American Mafia created Murder, Inc., an enforcement arm that turned contract killing into a specialized business function, separating the masterminds from the executioners. In the present day, these three rivers have converged. Cartels, street gangs, and governments now tap into a globalized violence-as-a-service market. The modern assassin exists as a specific, functional role within a much larger system. This system operates in tiers. At the bottom, the street level, recruited strictly for availability. State killers occupy the apex, coming from military pipelines with institutional cover. In the middle sits the hybrid model, former soldiers bringing combat training into the underworld as deniable proxies. Recruitment criteria change depending on the tier. The bottom level screens for poverty and proximity, while the top tier screens for vetted loyalty and technical specializations. This modular design allows masterminds to rent a specific level of violence from a distance, never having to hold the weapon themselves. The data on pricing is often shocking. In South Africa, a hit can cost less than the legal fees for a court appearance. While high-profile targets push prices past $100,000, the vast majority are executed for remarkably low sums. Some syndicates operate on a retainer model. They maintain hit squads who live together in compounds, entirely funded by the organization, and activated the moment a business interest is threatened. Between the client and the shooter sits the broker. The broker handles the logistics, sources the weapon, and takes the largest margin of the cash. Their primary function is to act as a firewall. Large criminal networks treat murder for hire as a standard, budgeted line item used to regulate illicit markets and eliminate competitors. Systemic low pay at the street level ensures the person pulling the trigger remains entirely disposable, a core feature of the business model. Outsourcing murder requires communication. Paying a broker, finding a shooter, and securing a getaway driver creates what investigators call organizational friction. Detectives break these networks by following burner phone metadata, tracking CCTV movement across cities, and intercepting encrypted chat servers. Because criminal groups conduct their activities transnationally, modern surveillance and cross-border data sharing finally expose the supply chains that used to stay hidden. One physical error at the scene, a dropped phone or a specific bullet casing, gives police the thread they need to trace the payment chain backward to the broker. Assassins are caught by the very bureaucracy required to hire them. Yet, according to the Global Assassination Monitor, the identity of the perpetrator remains unknown in 63% of documented cases worldwide. Even when law enforcement catches the shooter, the masterminds routinely evade justice. They are protected by dead-end intermediaries, state corruption, and a lack of political will to prosecute those holding the purse strings. The toll of this industry is paid by civil society. Investigative journalists, political activists, and crucial witnesses are murdered in broad daylight to silence investigations into organized crime. Eliminating a high-profile critic abroad serves as a brutal warning to anyone else thinking of speaking out, acting as a form of governance by message for both states and syndicates. The modern assassination network thrives because it offers the ultimate tool for those with the wealth to buy silence and the power to guarantee their own plausible deniability.